Hi, everybody. So this is the first 17.7 pod of 2025.
Yay! Hello, viewers.
And
We're
listeners. Back from outer space. And
We're
what's
back.
the date today? February.
Today's the 19th of February here in Germany. There will be elections this weekend, and we have a surprise. And since we have the elections, and here in Germany, there's this, there's a pretty interesting website you can access called the Wahl-O-Mat, and that's going to give you about 38 questions. At the end of answering those, you will find out who should you vote with. And there's many parties in the mix. And Simon had this great idea. We'll do this in the stream here on video. We'll answer all of the questions. Simon's conviction.
Simon's convictions.
And then we'll find out.
Yeah, and Florin's going to translate every question quickly into English. All right, so let's start. So go, Florin, go. Translate.
So first question. Germany should provide support for Ukraine moving on.
Yes, I think yes. Okay. Question 2.
The renewable energy should be financed from the state moving on continually.
Yes.
Yes.
Question. Yes.
Third question. The Bürgergeld, which is money that the state gives to the unemployed, should not be given anymore to people who are refusing job offers repeatedly. Yes or no?
Yeah. So I think this is a little bit more controversial, right? But I agree. I agree with this basic income thing. So where everyone gets whatever. So I have to say no.
You agree or you don't agree?
I don't. Oh, what did I do? What did I say?
So if you have an unemployed who keeps refusing to get a job, would you give money or not?
Yeah, I would still give them money. Yeah.
To the person.
Yeah.
So I guess you have to
say which one.
No, yeah, exactly. You should say I don't agree with the money being taken away.
Yeah, okay. Because otherwise, what happens? We get people on the street, right? Pretty much. You get people on. Well, probably not quite, but you have.
Well, it needs to be financed somehow, so that you have to think on who's going to give the money. If someone refuses to work, someone who doesn't refuse to work, I guess. But you chose your. You can actually go back.
Yeah, I know, but.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Speed limit. Are you speed limit on the autobahn or not?
Definitely, we should have speed limits. That's a massive help for climate change, because if you go fast, the emissions go massively, much more than just going at a normal speed. So I'd say yes. Oh yeah,
even with an electric car.
Well, that's a good question, Florin, but I guess they're not talking about a waiver for electric car owners, right? Maybe they should do. Maybe that would make more people buy electric cars.
All right.
But, yeah.
Your answers.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Okay. How do you translate this? The people seeking asylum in Germany who have come from another EU country should be turned away at the border to Germany.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't agree with that, and I'll tell you why. Because we're going to need lots more immigration, and it's going to be just immigration is good for both the from and the to countries. So I say no.
It's about the asylum seekers, not the skilled immigration, right? This is like people who have been
having
issues in their own place.
Yeah. yeah. But
Okay.
I mean, they need to be dealt with properly, and that's the issue, right? But okay.
Next.
Mhm.
For new rental contracts, there should be the rental price should be limited.
I agree.
Moving on, it's already happening. The Mietpreisbremse here in Germany is in force.
Yeah, and it should stay in force.
It should stay. Okay.
Yeah.
At the train station, the police
Have more cameras.
should have cameras with face recognition. They should be allowed to use that.
Nah, that's a bit scary, I think. Police
Okay.
stuff.
I see the nanny state. The companies using lots energy intensive operations, having energy intensive operations should be should get a subsidy for energy price.
Yeah, I don't agree with that actually.
You don't agree with that? What's the reason?
What's the reason? I mean, it distorts the market, doesn't it? Apart from anything, and it favors less efficient energy producers and stuff, right? Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, it's a good argument, but some other countries might have this, and their industries might become competitive internationally because they get cheaper energy from their own.
Yeah, but you know what's happening, I think, at the moment is that energy is gonna get cheaper and cheaper, right?
Subsidy?
I mean the renewable energy is getting cheaper and cheaper. I think the cost of energy is gonna come down, right? And surely it is coming down, right? I think the UK got more energy from wind than coal, for instance, just recently, or solar, even, whatever. Yeah.
In Germany, unfortunately, it went up, the price. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
All employees should, at the end of 40 working years, should get a full pension without penalties.
No, I think that's kind of, unfortunately, that's favoring the old dudes, right? Like me.
It would allow you to enter pension earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a pension anyway. Not going to happen, I guess.
But you could be neutral, or you can be against the same people. All right, you're not agree. Let's move on.
Grund.
In the first sentence of the Constitution, it says should stay the form responsible in front of God.
No, I don't agree with that. I mean, not
I don't
everyone.
agree with that. Okay. No more God for you. Next. Germany should recruit workforce from other countries.
Absolutely.
Moving on.
Needed.
All right. I'm for this too. Germany should go back to using nuclear energy.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that actually. I mean, this is going to be at odds with my otherwise green credentials, right? But I think the problems with climate change are so great that if we don't fix the climate, then it's going to be much more serious than even a nuclear reactor blowing up, I think. I don't know. But anyway, I would say yes.
You would say yes.
Hmm.
Next. When applying taxes to the income, the top tier in tax should increase.
Definitely.
Okay. The federal state should get more competency in the school policies.
What does that mean? They
Should
should
acquire, I guess, should be more influential in the school policy.
Yeah. What do they mean by that, Florin?
Well, right now in schools, a lot of influence. The majority you get it from the actual Bundesland, like the actual state, not
so
the federal.
it should be less localized and more federal then.
Let's put it this way, yeah.
Yeah, so I would not agree with that because I think there should be more. I think there should be more local power, not less local power.
Good. Say no.
So
I also agree with that statement.
Okay.
There should be exports of weapons and guns to Israel moving forward, as it happens already.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that because that's a big fuck up over there, isn't it? In my opinion. So I say no. Less weapons to Israel, right?
Cool. Next. All the citizens should be insured by the state social insurance houses. I don't know how they're called, Krankenkassen.
Oh yeah.
So now you have now here in Germany you have the option of going private insurance. And this says that should not be the case anymore. Yes or no?
I agree with that. I mean, I have private health insurance, but only because I couldn't get state health insurance.
Okay.
So I say yes. Cool.
The legal minimum quote of women in the management of publicly traded company should be cancelled.
Oh, so to not support women in publicly traded companies.
A minimum. So there is a minimum number quote.
I think there should be a minimum number. There should. I mean,
it's a controversial topic.
Yeah, sure. But I think it's important to have women and diversity in companies, right?
I mean, this is not saying you shouldn't have women. It's just saying that we should not count them anymore.
Yeah, but I disagree with that because you have to count them, otherwise you don't have any.
You don't get them. Okay.
Yeah. So
then you are not agreeing.
Okay. Right.
The organic farming should be more supported than the conventional farming.
Agree.
The federal state should increase the projects against the right extremism.
Agree.
The companies should continue to check the abuse against human rights on companies suppliers in the supply chain.
Oh yeah.
So companies within the supply chain should be checked if they abide by if they have human rights abuses or not.
Yeah. So good.
You agree?
In support of good supply chain stuff, right? Okay. House.
So the financing of how do you say Ausbildung, support programs should continue to be dependent, this financing, by the income of the parents. So if you have a kid who is doing an Ausbildung, like a professional
Training.
exactly, a training, there is an amount that these kids get financed from the, I think from the Arbeitsamt, from the Ministry of Labor. And the question is if that should be linked, that amount should be moving on. It should be linked to the parents' income as it is right now, or not.
So you get more from the state if your parents are poorer.
Right.
Yeah. So that makes sense, doesn't it? For me, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a very controversial one.
Mm-hmm.
The limit to which the state gets in debt is constitutional. It's in the constitution. So there is a very low limit. I think it's positive. So there is no way the state can get into debt right now, and that causes, for instance, investment issues, because you cannot borrow to invest, as it's written in the constitution that you can't do this. And the question is where this should be maintained.
What do you think about that, Florin?
My opinion is that it shouldn't be maintained, because you need investment to be able to encourage growth. If you don't, and if you cannot finance this from the income, and it seems to be the case these days in Europe, then there should be a way to get out of this by borrowing and encouraging the growth. That's my view.
Yeah, it's like letting the country be a bit more like a company, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So be more liberal when it comes to spending, and not. Yeah.
I think this is the only one so far I'm going to be neutral on, because I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Next.
The
asylum seekers should get a work permit immediately as they enter Germany.
Absolutely.
As they put their as they put their request to the asylum request.
Yeah. They want to work. Let them work.
Let them work. I do agree. All right, Germany should throw away the climate neutral goals.
Absolutely not.
Well, cool. Next, in Germany, there should be by law 35 hours week for all employees.
Oh, that's an interesting thing, right? Because that would that spread some jobs around, like create like more jobs, because two people have to do jobs sometimes.
Well, we have an example. France is doing this now for almost, I don't even know how many years, a good number of years. We have to see what's happening there. But they seem to be happy. Less work.
Yeah. 35,
more joy.
30. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, that means that if you wanted to work more, then you would you literally couldn't do it even with.
You couldn't do it.
No, I don't agree with that. Sometimes we
You
need
don't
to
agree with that. You don't agree with your workers working less for the same amount of income.
Oh, for the same amount of income. No, I was talking about with overtime and stuff, right?
I think overtime is paid double.
Would this rule out overtime?
Unknown.
Unknown. Okay, well then I'm not sure about this one.
Okay.
Not enough information right now.
Okay. The
That's
abortions should be in the should not incur a penalty in the first 3 months, but only after counseling. I don't know what the penalty is though. What the punishment is.
So this is saying, should we have more freedom for women who want to abort, right?
Let me really reread this because I think I got it wrong. The abortions should be the same as it happens right now, only after 3 months and counseling without penalty.
I'm just using. So they're adding counseling. They want to add counseling. I'm just looking at Google Lenses translating it for me.
They want to add counseling.
Abortions in the first 3 months of pregnancy should continue to be legal only after counseling. So that means they want to be more restrictive about abortions, right?
I mean,
Is that right?
says that it should continue to be in this way. Oh no, it should change in this way. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the Google translates that abortions in the first 3 months of pregnancy should continue to be legal only after counseling.
Yeah, so more restriction. Yes.
First 3 months. Nah, I guess not. I mean, I'm not sure if I really know enough about that, but it sounds like it's a bit more restrictive. And I think women should have the right over their body. So I'm going to say no. Okay.
All right, I'll let you translate this one.
The euro, I'm going to use
not using the lens, not using the lens.
Oh, the euro is to be replaced by a national currency in Germany. What a load of bollocks. No.
All right, you don't agree. Okay.
I mean, what for? Why? What? Who's suggesting that? That's so weird. Right.
A few parties they suggest, yes.
Really?
Absolutely.
To come out of the euro?
Yep.
Really? Wow. That's so weird. Why? Because then what?
All sorts of nationalist propaganda, whatever. I don't know. Conviction.
Right. Well, I would say no. The euro is a good thing. Okay.
When doing the street infrastructure, the transportation infrastructure, the train infrastructure should prevail, not the street. You agree? Okay.
Yeah.
The voluntary occupation should be counted against your future pension.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you get more money if you do voluntary work or something. You get more pension.
That's
I agree.
right. The Grundsteuer should be taken out of the tenants as it is today. You can read it from the lens. You don't need to. You don't need me to read this.
Oh, I do. The property tax should continue to be passed on to tenants. The property tax should continue to be passed on to tenants. What is that? What's that?
I mean, you're already paying it, so I guess you don't.
Yeah.
There is a property tax that every owner of land pays.
Yeah, no, they should, the landlords, like you guys, Florin, you should be paying it, not
the people using the place.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's you're gonna be okay until you buy something, and then you change.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, let's move on.
So I'm saying no, right?
Sure, say no.
Cool.
So if you're a company in the critical infrastructure, the right to strike should be limited by law.
No, keep your workers happy.
I would agree with that.
Okay. In Deutschland,
there should be direct voting in Germany.
I like referendums, you mean?
But a referendum, yeah, exactly. Direct democracy, so to speak. The same they would have in Switzerland, for instance.
That's an interesting point, isn't it? I mean, that didn't exactly work out with Brexit, did it? It was people manipulated into it, in my opinion.
We don't know. We don't live there. People chose.
Well, it's more, maybe it's better, right? More direct democracy. Yeah, maybe. Like it's more issues based then, right? Maybe. What? Oh, you still there? Did we? Say again, Florin. Say again. You broke up a little bit.
You get to vote directly instead of voting through your representative, who might or might not want to vote as you want.
Yeah, I guess it's more direct. I say yes. Okay. Question 33 out of 38, nearly done.
We are closing down on the end. If you're under 14 years old, you should be punishable legally.
Oh, no. Under 14. No, I mean, something very wrong. Something has gone very wrong if a under 14-year-old does something bad, right? It's certainly not their fault.
Okay. Germany should increase the tariffs for e-autos, or e-cars from China.
I mean, do the Chinese put tariffs on cars coming into the EU. They massively subsidize their stuff, don't they?
They did, but at the same time, they don't put those tariffs for cars imported, or they did not historically.
So I would say no, because I mean, tariffs don't really get us very far, and we need more green cars, and Volkswagen and everyone, they just need to get their act together.
All right. I like your thinking.
So I say nicht, right?
Yep.
Okay.
In Germany, should generally be possible a second citizenship to have if you take the German one.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'd like that.
It's happening already, so it should not be cancelled, basically.
Right. Okay. Cool.
For young adults, social obligation year should be established. So where you have a year to do social work.
Oh yeah, that's good. Is it
Obligatory.
obligatory social work? Yeah, actually, I think that would be quite cool, wouldn't it? Would it?
I don't know. I was kind of against it. I was thinking that if you would have the same, like if you would have to go for the army, like in before times, you would have to. People hated that. But for social work, I think there is merit to the idea.
I think it would. I mean, it would get people to. I mean, if it was done well, right? If it was done well,
yeah.
Of course, it could be abused and all the rest of it and messed up. But if it was done well, I think I'm neutral about that because I'd like to see how it would be done.
Good.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Next. New heating should be in the future also supplied using fossil fuel like gas and oil. Okay, no. The legal minimum wage should be increased to 15 euros from an hour. This is an hour for starting with 2026.
Yeah, I guess so. Should I? Yes. Guess so.
Okay, I guess this is it.
Okay, so
now you can weigh the pieces. You can put a 2x on some. If you feel strong about some of them, you can click the circle or not.
So this is about renewable energy, right? I see. Okay, I could do this. This is about renewable energy, right? This transport. This is allowing, what's that? Allowing asylum. This, I agree. How many?
Two on the speed limit.
Yeah.
I thought I knew you.
Really?
All right. Okay.
I mean, I use a bicycle, Florin, right? And the train. So it's not exactly surprising.
Okay, right? I see.
Which other?
That's the Constitution with God.
Oh, okay. I don't know. That's difficult for me to scan that. Maybe.
Okay, I can leave it like this.
Maybe just. Let me just scroll down a bit. They have all the questions. Oh, yeah, number 13, I think, important. Organic farming, I think, is important. We need more bees. Save
Okay, I wonder who's going to finance all of that.
Yeah, let's say, okay, what about the debt break? Maybe we need a debt break, right? Did I turn off the debt break?
This is an extremely heated topic.
I was neutral about that, right? Rejection of climate targets. Which one is that? Number 24. I'm strong about that. It's very interesting, isn't it, Florin?
This is
V26.
this should be used in other places too. Find it an amazing idea.
What? Like, I was thinking, yeah, you want to have it on job applications.
Could be.
29, I think, is right. Oh, but didn't I select number 28? Yeah. I can't do, can I do all of them? No.
If you do all of them, it's as if you would do times one, right? Simon, you're an engineer. Come on.
Yeah, got it. I just got it. Sorry, it's late. $37. Okay. Right. Shall I go to the next bit then?
Next bit is going to show you which party you should vote for. And I don't think you should exclude anything. Just take them all. There is, I think, a link at the bottom.
So what it says, there's no logos are kind of missing somehow.
There's logos missing on your page. I have no idea why, but you can exclude some parties if you need.
Okay. Oh, but what do you mean? Oh, I have to.
You can just say, well, you can tick that box on the bottom and say, take them all.
Oh, yeah.
Take all the parties.
Yeah, just out of interest, right? Next.
Yeah. Okay, calculating. Okay. So what did it choose? So number 2 is the party of protecting animals. The number 1 is SSV.
What is that? I've never heard of that.
Me neither.
What the hell?
Südschleswiger Wählerverband. Okay. Some people in Schleswig.
What?
They never made it though to the to the parliament. But the Tierschutzpartei. Okay, let's see. That's number 2. Okay, number 3 is Volt. Okay, I've heard of Volt.
I've heard of Volt. Yeah, that's interesting. They have a purple advertising campaign or whatever.
I mean, the other interesting one is the Partei. This is the comical party of Germany. This is the ones who are just take everything as a joke, the Partei. But you scored with the Grüne, number 4.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And the Pirate
Okay,
Party?
then the Pirates. Then you're somewhat a socialist. I don't know what MLPD is. If you expand that, I have no idea. We know the Pirates.
Oh my God.
Wow, this is it.
Oh fuck, you're joking.
Yes, Simon, you're a Marxist-Leninist. I knew it.
I'm a Marxist-Leninist CEO, right?
This is amazing. You see Marx, Engels, Lenin, Stalin, and Mao. They all thought the same as you.
Oh God.
Yeah. You see, Simon, eventually the truth actually surfaces.
Oh, there's SPD. Okay, so I know
That's
them.
a socialist here in Germany. Ö means probably some ecological thing. Oh, Die Linke, this is the former communists. So you're nowhere near liberalism, Simon.
I'm
You
nowhere near
see?
liberalism. Okay.
There is no CDU or FDP. There you go, at number 4th from the bottom.
Right,
There it
38.
is.
Okay, interesting. And the AFD right at the
Oh,
bottom.
you scored the last. Okay, that's actually, I'm
Well,
proud of you. Yeah.
I'll download a PDF of this or what?
You don't know. Can you? Very bottom, maybe. Maybe not.
What's this?
You can share.
I can share. Link copy in. I share it with you, Florin. Oh,
Just put it somewhere. Don't dox your WhatsApp.
yeah. Okay, maybe I stop sharing my screen now then. That was funny, Florin.
That was very good. It was a good idea. It somehow matches your personality. Marx, Lenin, Stalin.
But you know what? I had a look at this JD Vance video that you sent, right? So actually very interesting, right? I mean, I totally
let's tell the viewers what was that video. It's
yeah,
the speech he gave at the Munich Security Conference last week.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, I'm just posting you that link. But I'm not sure that's a personalized link. But anyway, back to the JD Vance. So he gave this talk at the speech at the Munich Security Conference and basically silenced the whole room, right? But I actually thought it was very interesting, right? I mean, you know, I'm diametrically opposed to some of his, I don't know, positions, right? Like, I don't know, like the whole ecology thing or climate change, right? Probably, I mean, on the abortion stuff as well, he's like extremely, evangelical Christian and all that, right? But I think this thing about listening to the people is, you know, it makes a lot of sense. And I mean, he's certainly rattled some cages, right? Totally.
Absolutely. This I believe marked departure from the common policy between the US and Europe. This was very controversial. I think he made very good points in the listening to the voice of the people and wondering what democracy is. If democracy leads you here, his thesis is that you have to listen to the voice of the people. And that doesn't seem to be the case according to him in Europe.
Well, I mean, he also, because I fact checked some of, or I read a Guardian article about some of the points he made, right? And he's obviously, I mean, he's mentioning some of these, you know, somewhat sensationalist points, you know, where someone was arrested for praying or whatever. But what he doesn't say is that, you know, people have been hanging out around abortion clinics, right, and giving very young mothers a very hard time as they go to these clinics and stuff, right? And that's, you know, and that's, but, you know, and there we have the you know, the topic of freedom of expression versus, you know, the freedom of not being harassed by someone, right? And if, you know, like the Guardian article was saying that, you know, that people are throwing baby clothes in the bushes and around these abortion clinics or whatever, and, you know, obviously that's a, you know, tricky, I don't know, it's freedom of expression versus harassment, right? And,
Right. Yes.
and that's what he didn't mention, right? And I guess that's what any bubble doesn't mention, right? But he
Yeah.
I thought he was quite eloquent about. I mean, I totally disagree with the climate stuff and probably a whole bunch of other stuff. COVID
He
stuff.
delivered it in a very concise and then clear fashion. All of the points very cleanly delivered. I must agree. He did that. He talked about the departure from democracy. He mentioned Romania twice, the elections that got cancelled, wondering what's happening in Europe with that.
So Florin, can you speak to that? Because obviously you know something about that.
Well, there was something strange happened because there was the first round of elections and someone who was deemed an extremist made it to the second round of the presidential elections. And immediately after that, the elections got cancelled on an accusation that they had been influenced by Russia.
And what's your thought on that?
My thought is that instead of canceling elections on a basis of an accusation, I think it's. I don't call that democratic.
Okay.
Whomever is making it into the second round, Vance had something to say about that. He said that if a democracy can be unsettled by a few $100,000, then that's probably wasn't really a solid democracy to begin with. Which I wouldn't say that I agree, but if you make the point in that way, it kind of makes you think. My point is that I find canceling any elections after a democratic process pretty bonkers. And it actually only enforced a bit the extremist candidate. So I think if he makes it to participate again when the elections repeat, he will probably be even more popular. So
typical thing.
I was against that move.
Okay, interesting.
But the way it's been framed and used, very questionable in this speech. I wouldn't say I disagree. It's been used to a purpose that I don't agree with, like to demonstrate that some departure from democracy is in full motion.
Yeah, and this
in Europe.
I'm not sure this is Vance, right? But this whole snuggling up to Putin and stuff. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, this will continue to happen.
What the fuck is going on there? I mean, that's so scary, right? And Putin is like a master of manipulation and.
Yeah, I'm afraid that economic interests from these parties involved will prevail. And then it will be a shame after all this 3 years of people losing their lives. It's hard to think that we can do anything about it, including at the European level. This is the hardest to swallow, that both the Europeans and the Ukrainians are being left out of the negotiation table. hard.
It's interesting. There wasn't really a question in that lot about should Germany increase its defense spending, right? I mean, it said something about should it continue to support Ukraine, but
Yeah, because I think it's already happening. I'm not even sure. I mean, there's whomever chose the questions. Yeah, I think it's about 3% right now, 3.7. Poland has 5%.
right.
I don't know how much UK has, though. Not being part of the EU, but it's still NATO, a NATO member. So that's kind of what matters in this discussion.
Florin, what time is it? It's late. We should finish.
It's very late.
I think that was an interesting discussion. Let's see how the video comes out. We had some problems earlier.
We thank the viewers for their patience. And then we can look forward for the next episode.
Yeah. Oh. 6 a year to do, right? So I think we did 5 last year.
We should at least beat the record.
Okay, I'll stop recording now. Thanks, folks. 17.7.
Thank you, folks.
It's our website, 177pod.com, etc. Ciao. Bye.
Bye.